Hello? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello? Hello? Hey everyone. Uh, we are about to begin the 127th edition of FAYA Port 80 in Trivandrum. Actually, we've crossed over 200 editions across the state by now, but there is a lot to cover. This particular edition of FAYA Port 80 is quite special uh, for a lot of reasons. Firstly, coming to the subject of this edition, it's about gamification. Can you hear me now? So the subject is about gamification, something I've only come across just a few years back, this term. Uh, but I've learned that gamification has been around for a couple of decades. And there's only a few people who actually employed it, who actually incorporated it into their ecosystems successfully. And that was around 15 years ago. One of them is FAYA. And the mind behind all that is the speaker that we are having in this edition. The same speaker also co-founded what we now call as FAYA Port 80 12 years ago. This is our 127th edition in Trivandrum, and I welcome you all warmly to this event. To begin, tradition calls. We'll start with Tech Bite. I'm inviting my colleague Pallavi over to get this started.
Good evening all. The first news is Google VO3 arrives. Google VO3 brings vision to life with minimal resources.
So I don't know how many of you have heard about Google VO. VO3 is the latest version of VO, which is supposed to be one of the best AI-powered video generators now. But with VO3, the specialty is in motion accuracy, lip sync quality, and integrated synchronized audio. The VO3 is capable of enhancing motion accuracy more than its previous versions. So it's currently available only for ultra subscribers of Gemini in the US and in Vertex AI. It's a,
Second news,
check out the check out how it made a video.
A wild, untamed might, and she commands your awe with every breaking light.
This is entirely AI generated. If you've noticed, the lip sync and the motion accuracy is pretty accurate.
A wild, untamed might.
second news is Google introduced Google Beam at I/O 2025.
So Google Beam was originally Project Starline. It was a research project in Google where they planned to enhance real-time communication. That was why Project Starline was conceived originally, but in the last week's I/O 2025, Google renamed it to Google Beam as officially a technology now. So with Google Beam, uh, a 2D conversation between two people can be made into 3D in real time. And it also translates speech in real time. Currently, it's in experimental phase, but I believe we'll get to see more of it soon.
My name is Vasu Subramanian. I'm on the business development team. for Google Beam.
Me llamo Carlos y soy un programador aquí en Google. Hola, Vasu.
Hey, Carlos. Welcome to Google Beam. How are you? How do you like this experience?
¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo te gusta esta experiencia?
Se me hace muy raro. It seems very strange to me to hear you speak Spanish. It's amazing.
This is a live, real-time translation that we're both experiencing at the same time.
Experimentando al mismo tiempo.
Tu español lo hablas muy bien. You speak Spanish very well.
The technology is magic. To actually then interact with him in perfect English and to know that I was being translated in real time was really wonderful.
Si empiezas a hablar con esta persona, te olvidas de que esto es una conversación de videollamada, porque la sensación es que tienes una persona enfrente tuyo. Como el mío, no era estudiante español, pero lo podía entender perfectamente.
The third one is Google Video Effects evolves into Google Flow.
Okay, so video effects used to be a tool for people who wants to shoot cinematic videos, wants to generate cinematic videos, but now it's evolved into Google Flow. A Flow is an AI video tool that combines the elements that we just talked about earlier, including VO and Google's Imagen and the latest, I think it's Gemini 2.0. So it's a combination of Imagen, VO and Gemini that allows anyone to make cinematic video shots. I mean, you can even configure the motion angles and even the perspectives of the shot. The key point here is this tool is capable of consistent scenes. So means every scene will be consistent. If you're in AI, you might have noticed that some scenes may not appear consistent, but with Flow, there will be more consistency.
Next one is
I don't know if I'm on the right path, but I'm trying to find it. I'm questioning, searching, and then something shifts and I'm not trying anymore. I'm just doing. And all of the pieces start falling into place.
It all feels pretty clear in my head. I see these like flashes of possibilities, almost like I'm traveling through dimensions.
I'm looking down at myself and my characters in these different worlds, and it's almost coming to life on their own, even though I know I'm in control of that narrative. It feels like it's almost building upon itself at some point. You know, you could have an infinite amount of endings to your story.
So the work isn't built brick by brick by brick. It blooms like a spontaneous garden. It grows naturally, fully vibrant and complete.
I'm not forcing it. I'm just finding it. And that's when I know I'm in the right place.
next one is Alibaba makes a move in AI.
Okay, in 2025, a few months back, Alibaba declared that they'll be all in the AI race, and they seemingly delivered with the Qwen 3 series of AI models. Alibaba boasts that Qwen 3's performance almost rivals DeepSeek R1 and OpenAI's O1. It has a dual mode functionality, as you can see in the slide. It's meant for fast replies and deep analysis, meaning it can give you replies fast and it can solve intricate problems very fast enough to rival already existing big AI models like DeepSeek and OpenAI's O1.
Next one is Google's autonomous coding agent Jules is now in public beta.
Alright, so you might have heard about Jules already. Jules is not exactly an AI copilot or a code completion sidekick. It's actually an asynchronous agent, meaning if you give it tasks, if you delegate a task, Even if it's multiple tasks, Jules will be handling it while you go about your business, but only after understanding the full context of your project. So it basically clones your code base into a Google virtual machine, and then it understands the context, and then when you delegate tasks to it, it does the tasks in parallel while you focus on your own project. So it's now in beta, meaning developers can access it now.
Next one is Google expanding AI overviews and introducing AI mode.
AI mode is basically an expansion of Google's AI overview. If you have seen AI overview, AI mode actually expands that into something better. Meaning, if you type big queries into Google now, even if it's a tough query, Google actually gives you a right answer from its search.
And the last one is
stress on it. So what is in this for it? That is, there is a overview that is being happening, right? And then right now a mode is happening. It is not that big difference for a customer, right? For us, we will go there and go and search. Instead of going the search result, it is showing the A, and then it is switching to completely A mode. What you have to understand is the businesses here, we do search engine optimization. There is zero click that happens from that to our website in the new mode. So whoever has traffic from SEO, that is going to decline. And as of now itself, there is around 30 to 40% decline in search engine. That is whatever SEO is there, people are not seeing your website, even though you are ranking first in the keyword. What is going to happen if you are not in the AI? That is, you are in the digital landscape as a website, and then Google was indexing and showing in the search results. But in the AI, it is not showing for them. Why? Because your page is optimized for SEO, but not for AI. Because AI shows results based on context. First understand what the context is, then decide like whether your page has to be shown or not. Yes, you get actual answers from there, but your page, as I'm talking as a business owner, that is, if you are having a website, to have it indexed there and shown as a result to a customer, you have to have keywords, you need to have FAQs in those pages, you have to have what customers, more longer searches are happening, and you are optimize your website for SEO, shorter keywords or long tail keywords that is being used. Those never reflect on the AI results. So you have to start AI optimization, and if not, those business are going to be going down. So that is one more, and even today, that is in India, that is you start seeing the AI thing, right? The informational search as well as the other transactional search, and somewhere it shows the AI overview. But in US, it has started completely. That is, they can 100% AI overview, and then people are getting rewired on how they do the search. Previously, we just do compare Google. Right now, we started asking more technical keywords in the search. Explaining our intent. I want to use a t-shirt for a seminar, for a conference. If the conference keyword is not there in your page details, what will happen? It will show in the A search results, because the person who has an intent to looking for a t-shirt, what he want to wear for a conference. We have a t-shirt, we have all the other keywords, but it is not there. So all our pages need to be optimized, blogs and everything should be optimized for user intent. And then only it starts listing. That is, AI is taking all, grabbing all your data, but AI is not finding it relevant for that particular customer's intent. So this is one thing that all the business has to be aware of and start preparing for that change.
the last one.
There is no audio.
last one is showcases the try it on shopping feature.
Okay, so try it on is also part of Google's AI mode. It's essentially a feature that comes into the that plays into the shopping experience in Google. So basically, it's an experimental feature now. To enable it, you'll have to opt into the try-on experiment in Google Search Labs. But once you enable it, you'll get the option when you search for dresses, shirts, pants, orange dresses in Google. There'll be an option to try it on. If you click on try it on, it shows it will require you to upload a full body shot of yourself in good lighting with good clothing, and it will show you a virtual preview of how you would look in that dress that you selected. So that's the feature. It's experimental now, but it's a pretty cool feature to have.
A new try-on feature that will help you virtually try on clothes. I click on this button to try it on. It asks me to upload a picture. Wow, and it's back. It brings in advanced 3D shape understanding, which allows us to perceive shapes and depths more accurately, helping us better visualize the human body. Our try-on experience works with your photo. It's not some pre-captured image or a model that doesn't look like you. And then, when it comes to clothes that you're interested in, the AI model is able to show how this material will fold and stretch and drape on people. This technology is the most state-of-the-art in the industry at scale, and it allows us to visualize how billions of apparel products look on a wide variety of people.
This is just a simple feature, but with this, the message we are getting is that Google's AI mode is about to change search and shopping using Google in a lot of ways. So it's better we prepare for this. With
one more thing that we have to see is that many of the startups that we had startups that is who was trying to do it long before, that is real effects. Shikha sir, do you want to say anything?
We had a startup who tried this, but they failed because it didn't have an AI feature. So you had to give your vital statistics so that it looks like you. But they couldn't again do the texture, how it looks on you with different clothes. That was a challenge. It was like 8 years ago. Yeah, I think it's come of age.
So that concludes our Tech Bites. I'd like to invite our speaker over.
Okay. So, good evening all. So this is the 12th anniversary edition of FAYA Port 80. So we started as Coffee at DBG in actually 2013. We started with on May 2013. We had our first in 50 hours. Anybody from Kerala startups here? That is, you might be knowing that is where this office space was inaugurated, and then we had it for startups. That is opening this space as Floor of Madness, and so that we will have open discussions. There will be a space free and open for people to come together and discuss. And this is the 12th anniversary edition of it. So today we plan to discuss on gamification. So how many of you are gamers here? Okay. So is there a QR code? Is a quiz? He wanted to know that which was your favorite game? Your lifetime, that is, you have played different types of online games, right? Okay. So which was your first game that you have played? Super Mario. So I started with Dave, playing Dave when I was in 3rd standard or something. That is, there was a floppy, and then started playing with Dave. Prince of. Okay. So there are a lot of games there. Then what is this gamification? And normally there is a talking that gamification is doomed. That is, it doesn't give any proper result. So why should we? That is, gamification has been in the hype cycle going high, then it went down because proper gamification was not implemented. But what we have to understand is what gamification does is motivating. Yeah, motivating people to do complex things, right? to have dopamine releases. That is the new. That is dopamine is that is we have become dopamine hunters. We will get through that. So first of all, let's scan this and get into Mentimeter. So we will also have some quizzes, and Pallavi is there. That is the committee. Hi, Binny. So they have told like they have brought some chocolates for some quizzes and answers. Is that there? Or the where is Pallavi? Pallavi and chocolates missing. Okay, are you able to get it? I am not sure that Sachin is leading this quiz. So there will be some quizzes that will be running on the way, and then there will be some winners after each level. You will be unlocking some levels on this session, and each segment some winners will be getting some goodies. Are you able to log in? No? Unable to scan. Get to the quizzes, the game, that thing. You can go to menti.com. Okay. Sachin. So you can go to menti.com and type the menti.com, menta.com, and use code 43177585. Menti.com, menti.com, and it will ask you for a code. So 43177585. 14 people are already in. I think there is a limit for 50. Only 50 people can get in. There is a scarcity. Okay, okay, you are there. Yeah. No. That is, you are seeing that page, right? Okay. 20 people are in. So anybody is still trying to get in? Okay, 25. 5 more. Okay, go to the next one. So which is your favorite game? You can type it in. Yeah. Bounce. Okay. Supertex. God of War, GTA, Assassin's Creed, Clash of Clans, eFootball. So I think Bounce is the most prominent game right now. Bengali Padi, okay. Minesweeper, Free Fire, okay. Okay. 29 out of 40 answers. So Bounce has came to the top. Okay. So we just want to remember certain games that we have played. So games was always there, right? That we have been playing football, or chess was from that place. That is that. There are different types of games. There are before Christ itself, BC 1500 itself, there were different types of games people used to play to engage, to have some dopamine. That is long before, that is in the previous generation, they get dopamine weekly once when they go and see some movie, or going evening to the playground and play football and all those things. And then the online games and video games, I cracked that and started giving this motivation to the people. And let's get to the presentation. So you just stay logged in because quizzes will be there moving forward. Okay. So our session is divided into 5 levels. Okay, first one we will look into the history, where we are. Then we get into the psychology of motivation, why we are gamifying, and then we get into the gamification frameworks to make it work. You will learn about a few frameworks and we will go into deep into one. And then applying gamification in the real world, we will take some examples and see like how can you apply that, and then what is the future of gamification. So we have divided into 5 levels this session. So let's get to the session 1, the history. Where are we today? So what is gamification? Gamification is the concept of applying game design thinking. That is how games are. We actually reverse engineered games. Why people are going and playing football for hours or cricket for hours in the sun and they're not getting anything back, but they're enjoying. They're telling that we are excited about it. We lose track of time. What is in there in that cricket? That is, we are doing actual labor, actual work. But when they come to the campus, there is to actual work, 5 people coming here working together. That is dull and boring. They are having conflicts, lot of other issues, and then they go for a basketball. The team up in 2 teams and play basketball. They have huge team spirit, accomplishment. All those things happen. So why they are so much motivated while playing games, but not in the actual work conditions? What is stopping them from that? So people started reverse engineering the games, and then identified the motive behind this thing and then trying to apply that in the real world use key scenarios. So initially the video games cracked it to how to give that dopamine addiction to the people, and that is why we started learning from that. That is one is, just go back. So here, as of now, our design of our system, it is a system focus. We want it to be functional, right? That is, job need to be done, project need to be managed, project need to be released. Everything is process, that is complacency, that is all these central control and all those things comes in because we want overload of processes to ensure that things happen. And actually the human centeredness is missing there. So gamification is applying it, thinking of the human first. What actually motivates them to make it work? Engage in that, immerse in that, and feel like they are having a meaning in doing what they are doing. So applying that, but there are a lot of failures in gamification just because it is not applied properly. The flaws in implementation, it causes gamification failure. We are just trying to apply those to trigger human motivation. Okay, just go to the next one. So games are designed just to engage. They do not have any real purpose that they want to push them towards. Sit there, play, and then engage, badges, points, and all those things. They are getting the boundaries and feel like they are progressing, right? Why are you playing? How many billions of hours are being spent on games right now? What do they get back? But as of now, outside the game, that is, we have the esports industry that is coming in. That is, if you are a gamer, it can also be taken as a career. Just like cricket, that is, you are playing cricket in the field or the ground, that you can get into Olympics or World Cup or the national team or the state team, etc. Similarly, Olympics has included esports there. So we have Dr. Amal here. Hi. So they are actually implementing esports in this. Yeah. And then you see, whenever gamification is applied, it is applied for a real purpose. There is a purpose that we need to motivate them to do something real world and have that emotion connected. Why are we playing games? We are getting some levels, some points and all those things and getting a sense of accomplishment, right? Can we give it that same accomplishment in the real work, real world things that actually give you a purpose to move forward in your life? That engagement is something, application of gamification. Is it clear? Okay. So in 1979 was the first known gamification, that is the Texas Airlines created first frequent flyer program, Paolo passes. There is a quiz, you remember? Be careful. Listen to it, okay. 84, there is a book that was the first, the game of work, applying game mechanics to employee motivation. Why can't we engage the employees with that? So that was the first book written on gamification. I think it is there. And corporate environment, 1994 itself started using leaderboards and incentive. 1996, Barter's taxonomy. That is, they classified players into 4. We will get into the details later. They say that there are achievers, there are killers, there are different types of game players, and we have to satisfy all of them if you design the game right, and we will find frameworks for doing that also. And Neil Pelling tells that he's the one who is the one who coined gamification, because he's a consultant. He in 2002 was first the gamification being used, and Amazon came up with badges and ranking for reviews for gamifying user-generated content. And then the serious game gained traction in education and military training. Then DBG, that is Jeremiah Jacks, initially, that is, he started with a social networking site with e-commerce called Launch 99 in 2007. That was applying it into motivating people to do more social networking and using that credits to shop from an e-commerce website. That's everything together. 2008, Stack Overflow launches, and you know, so before ChatGPT, all developers, Stack Overflow was the one, was their savior. And why Stack Overflow became the credible point where you can go and gain the answers? Just because there are a lot of forums, lot of other things for developers, right? What happened with Stack Overflow? Think about it. It is the gamification. That is, you are not allowed to even comment on a post until you prove that you are worth doing that. You earn those things, badges, points, and all those things. And once you have the right thing, you have an accomplishment. That is, accepts it, and you get that, oh, this is the most relevant thing. So there are a lot of game mechanics being played in Stack Overflow to make it as the most popular go-to website for developers. And 2009, DBG introduces the enterprise gamification aiming to replace rigid corporate policies. That was the first enterprise gamification implemented. And 2010, Gartner has included gamification in the mainstream. In the hype cycle, it started. That is, gamification is something that is coming to boom. And then 2011, platforms like Bargeville, Bunchball became gamification to enterprise SaaS. There are different platform frameworks that came in. Then 2012, Yukachu, he actually came up with a framework called Octalysis. It is to, we will get into detail later. So Octalysis framework was just like what drives people to do the game, what motives are implemented in that, and then we can measure that how much gamification is applied and which all are the different motives for core drives for gamification. So that is something that as of now very popular. There is many of the gamification implements that we will get into detail later. Duolingo, how many of you have used Duolingo? You see, that is how that gamification help you learn new language. We will reverse engineer how it does that. Then Salesforce and Microsoft SAP deploy gamification sales productivity tools. 2015 it hit 2 billion. Go to the next slide. Then 2018 meta studies confirmed that gamification boosts engagement, habit formation, and learning retention, because research is slowly progressing. At the same day, people started adopting the gamification and started applying everywhere. And many of the things starts. Then how many of you are in cred? You get a lot of cred coins, right? You do not know what to use, where to use. So gamification engages you to do so, but there is no purpose that actually after that we start abandoning it. Then 2020 Mulon launches using gamification for the skilling and bridge, the industry academia gap. Gamification was implemented. Then COVID accelerated the adoption of gamification at tech, and gamification merges with the AI and behavior data science, because what is happening, that much behavioral data is available there, and that is the most important possibility for gamification for future. And you will see that gamification market is expected to cross 27 billion in 2025. You just see the adaptation that is happening. For 2020 it was 9.1, 2025, 22 it will get into 30. And then you might have seen like the different traffic rules, that is gamification getting applied, and then people are more engaged, and then less traffic violations are happening in certain countries, right? So many people started adopting it, because what gamification does is deciding what is the desired behavior from the user and having them navigate through that process, that behaviors. So 2007, this Digital Brand Group was the company that Jeremiah was my first partner. That is, we started the company here. So it was in 2008. Jeremiah was here. Then we have our small office space in Tejaswini. Launched, and unfortunately, we were not able to take it forward, and we went for bankruptcy at that time. But that period was where we did not coin the term gamification, but we were applying the game mechanics and all those things in building the product in the US market. And then we were fed up with the policies. We want people to be free. That is, why should this tacit work for us? The people apply with all these policies which doesn't make any sense. Let them work on self-determined manner. Let them control their destiny. And that is where we build the gamification platform for enterprise. So we just wanted the project management as a game. That is, every day that is, you come here, you finish up your task, you gain points, that is hit milestone, then you level up. Once you level up, what happens? You gain more freedom in the company. So that you have to maintain that level to earn that freedom, because everyone has to be treated equally in a company. But what happens is some people works really hard. They are the 90-80% of their work is done by 20% of people. But they have to be treated equally with the others who actually slack. So somebody uses Facebook and doesn't do their work. Just because of that, a good person need to be punished, because we have to apply it to everyone. So we want everyone to have an equal track in which, that is, you know that why this person is getting the freedom, and you can also gain that freedom. So those levels and all those things were implemented. Some game techniques have been applied in 2001. Yeah. And then next, what happened is that there were certain research agencies came and tried to understand, because we were the first company to completely gamify the workforce, and then there was a depth interview that happened, and then the certain articles, research articles and all those things got published about our gamification. And even now, that is, we are considered among the top companies in gamification, and then those was something that we applied on Mueller to engage, because we have a bigger problem here, that is skill gap. So our conventional education system, memory-based examination system, and very delayed motivation, that is, and then not getting prepared for the actual work that you have to do in that. So what can we have to motivate these people to go forward and find their identity, work towards finding the peers who are interested in that, and their destiny, their journey, they decide by themselves. And that is what Mulan system. And how many people are there in Mulan right now? Yeah. And what is the total number today? For around 47,000 students are part of Mulan system today, engaging. Allah. Okay. So you have to see the compound annual growth rate of gamification is 28.40, and it is going huge. And motivation as a service to engage users, that is going to happen, because what happens, that is, we are living in a world of distractions. Nobody is engaging in anything that is not. Yeah. This is about gamification, or applying gamification. Game industry is completely different industry. Gamification is, that is, we apply the game mechanics into real world things to solve problems. For example, learning platforms, healthcare systems, gyms, lot of things are getting gamified. Yes. So anything can be gamified, as simple as this. So we have gamified even the health system in FAYA. That is, we had a Weight Watchers program where together in 7 days we lost around 49 kgs, everyone together. We started dieting. Every day we used to measure, then progress, some badges and points were given, and we had the Weight Watchers. After 7th day, that is around 49 kg, that is, we lost together. Because those are things that we do not do normally, but when it is applied gamification, that is we start engaging and we do not even feel the pain and pressure of that because it is able to engage us, just like playing cricket in the ground in the sun, right? So as complex as this also we can gamify it. And all you need is a mechanism to track results. How is it progressing? There should be some rule. And how we know that some person has accomplished certain things. And today, that is, you will be learning how to gamify means how to engage your customers, how to design system that engages your customers, that help them keep motivated to do what you actually want them to do. So just an example, you just see that how we gamify a sandwich. So there are step-by-step process. Like what would we do? We have divided it into micro tasks, smaller wins. So take it, a peanut butter jelly, spread it out the peanut on this thing, jelly, then light up other side, flatten the sandwich. Sandwich has more peanut. Congratulations, level up. Your sandwich is ready. So that is different. You might have seen that is kids playing this thing. That is many of the games to understand and engage in that. So anything what we are doing is we will get to a detail, but divide it into micro wins. If you want to have a six-pack, how many of you want six-pack? Yeah. So what happened is that you start trying to going to gym and all those things, and later you are waiting for that six-pack and you are not seeing it. After some days, that is you understand, oh, this is not for me, and you slowly quit because you haven't divided it into small wins. That gives dopamine, that give you a sense of progression. So giving, yeah, 1 pack, 2 pack, 3 pack. Yeah. Go to next. So quiz. Yeah. Sachin is ready with the quiz. Let me see what type of quiz he asks. Okay. So what was the first non-use of gamification in the real world? Amazon product review badges, frequent flyer program by the Texas Airlines, arcade game loyalty rewards in Japan, Starbucks, okay. Oh. So it is for 30 seconds, right? Okay. Okay, time up. Go to next. In Bartle taxonomy, which player type thrives in the power of the other session? We didn't discuss about that. But which player type thrives on power over others in the system? There are explorers, achievers, socializer, and killer. So some people actually come to play games just because they want to explore. They do certain things. They do not go into entire things. They play and just get to the next level, explore different levels. Some people come there for socializing, making friends and all those things. Some people are achievers. They want to get all the points that is available in it. Some people want to compete with each other and fight between each other and then win over others. Okay. So killer is getting more votes. Yeah, let's go. Oh. Question 1 now 14. Okay. Next one. So global gamification market 2 billion in which year? Okay, this is good. This is a good way. Others are seeing that what is happening there. Okay. 2018. No, 2015. Okay. Next. Done. So Data Brand Group introduced gamification in the e-commerce and social networking platform named, what was the name of that? Launch18.com, launch19.com, Foursquare, Five Square. Okay, 10 people answered it right. Mueller launched using gamification for massive skilling to bridge the academic gap. Yeah. When was Mueller launched? Oh, 22 people give the right answer. Okay, done. Last question. Okay. So, Pallavi, ചോക്ലേറ്റുകൾ എവിടെ ആർക്കെ കൊടുക്കും ആരാണ് വിന്നറെന്ന് അറിയോ 22 what is the projected global market size for gamification? Okay. Who is able? Yes, able ഒരു ചോക്ലേറ്റ് കൊണ്ടൊരു അപ്പൊ ഏബിളിന്റെ ഒറിജിനൽ പേര് പറയൂ ഏബിൾ എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് ഓക്കെ കൺഗ്രാറ്റുലേഷൻസ് അപ്പൊ രണ്ടാമത്തെ ആളുടെ കൊടുക്കാനുണ്ടോ ചോക്ലേറ്റ് സെക്കൻഡ് ആരാണ് നെമോ നെമോക്ക് കൊടുക്കണ്ട ഓക്കെ ഉണ്ടല്ലേ അടുത്തത് അഗ്നി ഫയർ ആരായിരിക്കും okay let's get back to the presentation. So level 1 completed. So you are now the Lord Seeker. You can now carry the wisdom of games to the time. So badge unlocked. Okay, history complete. Now we are getting to the next level. So level up psychology of motivation. So we have doctors, psychologists and all those people here. So motivation, what is motivation? Actually motivation, our brains are wired for safety, for saving energy, right? Our brain want to save energy. So any change that we want to do, it will be resisted. We are sitting here, we want to take a walk, it will be resisted because that is a change. And certain neural paths has been formed by regular practice. Those type of things that we act as habits, that habit loop, that is we actually continue to follow. So motivation is a fight against the biological response to change, to do something new. If we want to do something new, we want to resist the brain. Brain is telling us don't do that. Let's do it tomorrow. Let's watch this movie. Let's watch few more reels. Oh, you are not able to get there. Go to the past and oh, today I am so tired. Let's do it tomorrow. Not now, because we are biologically resisted to change, right? And motivation is fighting against that and getting it done. Get to the next one. And we are dopamine hunters. The brain runs on dopamine and the reward chemical, which, how many of you know about dopamine? Everyone know dopamine? Right, you can see the happiness hormones, endorphin, oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine. Dopamine is just like a sense of accomplishment. Yes, we did it. Watching a reel or posting a reel, getting a like, some comments, dopamine getting released. So we frequently start getting this dopamine hits, dopamine release, and our brain got rewired in a way that we do more of things that give us that dopamine release. So that is why we plan to prepare for something. Then we think like, okay, let's do one thing, and then we start scrolling, having that dopamine uh, releases, and then what happens is like we procrastinate. So we become master procrastinators. So how many of you have seen that TED talk on In the Mind of a Master Procrastinator? Have you seen? Right. So who all are the characters there? Who all are the characters there? There are three major characters that they talk about, right? Can someone say who all are the characters? So it is just like we all are master procrastinators right now. We just keep on delay things, and most of the times we end up struggling to get it done in the last minute. Today this presentation was also, I think those people are still there working on the next slides. because because we thought like we will do it in last Friday, then thought like let's do it in Monday, or this weekend I tried to do that, didn't happen. Yesterday didn't happen. So today morning we started with the PPTs. Yeah? Yeah? Just like study for examination, right? So this was a good TED talk. I just want to spend a few minutes, 5 minutes in that TED talk just to explain you to understand certain characters. Just go next. So initially we plan like a work per day, a thesis get assigned, and we say like thesis due date is there. We will plan there this much work done in first week, second week, third week. Eventually, what happened is that 1 week is gone. Then we plan like, okay, let's do it like this. Then next week is gone. Then we plan like we will do like this. 5 days. Then just 2 days before we started doing it. Then still struggle. But last day, somehow, whatever it is, that is we are able to somehow make it and then submit it. Examination also same. So what happens is that the entire effort gets on this thing, and whatever is possible with that time, that we will do that. But we plan earlier. Like, how many of you doesn't plan for those things? That is, we want to do these things. So everyone has become this because we are living in a world of distractions. We have the massive distractor in our hands that is always nodding us, nudging us to do something else that actually gets you dopamine. And in that world, everyone became master in procrastinating. So just get to this next slide. So this is our rational decision maker that is in our brain, that is telling that. We will get to that in other details later, but you just need to understand there is one rational decision maker in our brain. It is prefrontal cortex, right? That is the brain that actually plan for us. Let's do this thing, let's do this thing, let's strategize things and all those things. And there are certain things that actually which is called instant gratification monkey. Instant gratification monkey comes and tell that, oh, let's do this thing, let's do the other things later, and let's watch this. We just check you have a message there, just check it. Then slowly what happened? No, this is the perfect time to get some work. Then slowly this instant gratification monkey comes and try it. After some day it starts driving it. Then without you noticing that is after some day, oh, it is 2 hours past, right? And it is still driving it. Then there is one thing that appears when it is a deadline. Tomorrow we have to do that. So it is called a panic monster. Just go next. So panic monster comes in. Oh, it is time for examination, time for submission. We have to start doing it. It is like a gunpoint. You have to do it right now. Then just like this thing, everyone fears that panic monster. Then what happened? The monkey ran out. We will focus on doing it, and our main, this panic monster make us get things done, and that is why the last minute only this panic monster appears, because there is a deadline. So we will get into different types of brains also later. Just next one. So short-term goals with deadline, we somehow manage to accomplish it, always, right? Examination also, right now somehow you go and get good marks, even if studying in the previous day, that is, it is okay for us to get marks, because the system is like that. We just need to memorize, and we are able, we have better resources, and this thing, we have better capabilities to do it in a very short time itself. Short-term goals, we are able to accomplish when there is a deadline, because who appears? Panic monster. But long-term personal goals, whatever you plan for yourself, is there a deadline? No. So there is no panic monster to drive away the monkey. So what happens? That always get kept for later. We will do it later, and we never do it. And that is the reason why we want something that give the reason where we want to keep this monkey away. And let's get it done. Because when we can tell the monkey, whenever there is a deadline, when there is a timeline, we see that, oh, monkey, just move for some time, that is, we have to do that. Then we are able to do that. So gamification is something like we are bringing certain elements for our brain to say that we have to do it. That is where the short wins that matters. Streak, we want to keep the streak. Oh, today if I do not go, I will lose streak. I want to get the points, badges, and all those things in the gamification mechanics that is being applied to have these dopamine streaks for the people. Get to the next one. So gamification. Why gamification right now? Attention is the new currency and motivation is the missing ingredient. People are not motivated to do that. On anything that you have for a long-term personal thing, you are not able to do that. How many of you think so? How many of you agree? That is, whenever your personal goals are there, you want to do certain bigger things, we want to do a lot of other things, we want to start a business, we want to have our own online thing, and all those things, what happen is that we procrastinate because there is no one else pushing us for that, because it is within our own. And Gen Z and Alpha boomers are raised in feedback loops. If education, work and apps don't engage like games, they will be ignored. So right now companies say that we are facing hard to engage the Gen Z. That is, we do not want to hire them because they are not having that commitment and all this. Because we are not able to engage them. We have to ensure that everything else they engage with are latest. They upgrade their phone often. Everything new, that is, they are upgraded. They start using all those things, and when they come to colleges, all the playbook and everything was 50 years old, and that is still being applied there. When they come to work in a company, all the policies are there which was made for factories, and it is still getting applied, and they feel like this is not the place that we have to be, and they are not motivated just because we are not able to drive them towards what motivates them to do that. For that, they need few things that we will actually get when we get to the theory of gamification. Right now we are in level 2, right? Okay, get there? Next one, understanding the foundation of gamification. It is not just points, badges or leaderboards. Applying the theory properly. Self-determination is what drives gamification. What drives games? That is, people want to go and play cricket. Is that every day the mother comes and remembers you, you have to go to ground and play? No. You have to, your game that you have your friend waiting for. No. It is self-determined. I want to do it. And what triggers that is self-determination. There is something called a self-determination theory by Deci and Ryan. So it is just like a human applies self-determination on certain things that gives them autonomy. First thing is freedom to choose whether I need to do it or not. I can decide. If you say that you have to do it, automatically I do not want to do it. But I want to do, I make the decision. That is the autonomy. That is, we will be more motivated to do it. Second one, it need mastery. We need to know that what actually we take to get there, or what that mastery of skills. And third one is called purpose. Why am I doing it? Those three things actually drives engagement for people because it is self-determined. You know that you write assignments, right? The same day there is a tech fest happening, you have posters and all those things designed for the tech fest. The amount of effort that you do for designing those versus the amount of effort that you do for assignments. Just think. Because assignments are something not self-determined. It's just like you have to do it and somehow you just get it because it is designed for system. But it is not human-centric. In Mueller, you can see that thousands of students are coming and submitting assignments there. Is teacher asking you to do that? It is self-determined because I am choosing what actually I want to learn. I am deciding whether to do it or not is also myself and submitting it because there is a purpose. I want to be much bigger than myself. That is right now I will have a better path to do that. There is a purpose. And skill is something I am gaining through that and then mastery is happening. So self-determination is something that drives gamification. So gamification is a term, just a term. You just understand it is nothing but trying to extract out certain terminologies and all those things from the game design because we are seeing that people are going and playing games by themselves and trying to extract out and trying to apply that in real world application because the system is designed just for functionality, not human centric. So we want to make it more human centric. So flow state is something that game is always designed for. We will get to that. Flow is a state of mind where we lose track of time. Flow is a state of mind where we get 100% immersed in what we are doing. So whenever we are with our favorite people, we will be in flow. We lose track of time, right? We are 100% immersed and we. Okay. So a game is designed to walk a person through the flow. Flow. Next, you just. Oh yeah, we will get to flow later, but we have a detailed slide on how flow works. But game is designed flow. Flow is a state of mind that we are engaged and in a play mode. When we watch the favorite movie in Netflix, we lose track of time. Right? What is surrounding and all those things we forget. Even our basic instincts we forget. Hunger, all those things we forget. Getting to that mode is effortless concentration that we get. Normally our mind is chattered. There is a chatterbox. That is a lot of things our subconscious mind bring to our notice and we are not able to focus. But once we get to flow, we get fully engaged in what we are doing. Right? So there are 3 types of brains. That is actually Dr. Paul MacLean, he actually coined that. There are 3 stages that our brain grows. Initially, the first stage of brain is called a reptilian brain, which is called a surveyor brain. That is the first brain, the senior-most Chetan in our brain, who is actually the surveyor brain, felt safer with positive identity. That is, it is to save energy, save us, protect us. Then after that, you see the kid, they do not have much emotion. They want to feel safe. And then emotional brain, that is supporting the emotion, it is called the limbic brain. And then the executive brain, that is after that we plan and all those things happen at a later stage. So this is human brain evolved in 3 distinct stages. Each layer contributes to different aspects of behavior and decision making. So we just want to state this because these brains talk to each other, give us different instructions. And mostly, as the senior most person, who will win? The senior brain wins, right? Because even we know that if you have a senior person decide on certain thing, even if it is not logical, eventually the other person wins unless we have solid reason why we have to do it. So get to the next one. So the survival brain, it is the oldest part of brain, controls basic survival function, heart rate, breathing, fight or flight. Something happened, that is the default response, reproduction, territorial behavior associated with habitual behavior, cares about conservation of energy, We have to conserve the energy and engages in response to danger, routine, and immediate threats. Second brain included amygdala, hypothalamus, and hippocampus, and governs the emotions, memory, relationship, empathy, motivation, and all those things are maintained by this part of brain. Cares about pleasure, pain, relationship, responsible for emotional decision making, value judgment, and executive brain, neocortex. This is what actually make us more matured. Planning, CEO brain. We have seen the CEO brain in the other place, right? CEO brain is the one actually help us plan things, logical reasoning on certain things, and it is the newest brain. It is a younger generation. In that, handles reasoning, abstract thought, logic, language planning, enables self-reflection, delayed gratification. In gamification, that is, we use strategy, progress tracking, and all those things. That we will come to the next one. Next slide. So there are three brains, right? So reptilian brain is something normally control us. That is, many of the people that if we do something to me, I will do something back, because it is the default fight response, or we will flight or freeze. So this is most prominent brain that makes the major decisions in our life. And limbic is the next one. Neocortex is something that we plan, which actually needs some justification to convince this reptilian brain that we want to do it. That is what gamification, what we do. Bring in scarcity, bringing sense of urgency, small progress. So instead of 6-pack, we are telling that go to gym for 5 consecutive days. You gain this points. So what happened? This will tell them that this is 5 days, right? That is, we can do that. We have to focus. But the limbic, the other one, right? Reptilian brain sends the instant gratification monkey. Oh, he is going to bring in change. Change needs more energy, and we want to conserve energy. So you think of a car. When it starts from 0 to 30 kilometer, it takes more energy, right? More friction is there, more fuel is being used. Like that, anything that new that we want to do, it requires more energy, more push. Once it get there, at the 60 kilometer, if you are driving continuously, it is less than 30% fuel is getting consumed than the other one. Just because it got into that flow, now it will progress. But what we need, this generation need, is from that 0 to 30, we need to help them. For that, we need to give them dopamine releases. Else they will engage in other places where they get that release, and that is the need. Why we need this thing. So reptilian brain, to satisfy them, that is, we need to apply scarcity, deadline, urgency based trigger. Do it now or lose it forever. Limbic brain use peer feedback, validation, avatars, team battles, community stories, because it is more emotional. And here, use of strategy, progress tracking, long-term goal setting, skill mastery, and all those things happen. Quest, level design, and all those things is for this thing. So I'm just relating these two things to help you understand. That is, one is the need for gamification and the relevance of gamification to make people stop procrastinating and do whatever is with purpose. Else, they will engage in certain things which actually do not take them anywhere, because other systems of games are designed, or the social media and other things are designed because they just want to engage the user there. They do not want to take them forward. And as a state, Care Life, they want to move forward. We want to engage these kids, engage the next generation. That is to do something that is meaningful and purpose. That is what different things that we do. If we can apply some game elements, that we will learn in the next level. Right now we are just in level 2. So the motivation formula, I just want to tell you, that is when are we motivated to do things? One thing, we have to believe, how strongly that believe that we can accomplish it. So when we have a peer who has achieved it, that we feel like, yeah, I can also do that. So that belief system is very important. Second one is how much importance I have to make it happen. So certain things that you see, that is, you are thinking of doing it, and you might not be believing that you can achieve it. That is why you are quitting, because our mind is always like earliest possible moment when they come to know that there is a reason. Well, they'd say that, oh, I quit, it is not for me. We try different courses. How many courses you started in Coursera and other things? You quit after some days. How many other things, activities that you planned has failed just because after some day, that is, you feel that, oh, this is not for me. So that belief system is very important, and surrounding yourself with people who actually reinforce that belief in you is important, and the importance of that. And distractions is the something that drops the motivation, right? After you are motivated, but certain distraction come in. So in MuLearn, do you know what is the most distraction that happen for students? Students come, they engage, they earn karma points, they get build products and all those, and they move forward. There are two distractions. Which all are there? Eh? Delay to approve, that is delay in getting that. So you can see that delay in getting the karma points is a discouragement for that. You have to understand that is delay. Whenever the result is delayed, if it is not getting on time, then people get demotivated. So in companies, that is, it takes 1 year for them to get a performance evaluation. They will work only on towards the end when the panic monster comes in. So if we divide it and constantly real-time monitor the performance and give them the feedback, then they will do that. So the delays are one thing, distractions are other thing. Okay, get to the next one. So flow. Flow is a state where whenever your skills are low, whenever you are designing a system in a gamification, this is a game or gamification, that is skills are low, challenge level will also be low. You have seen, you have started playing Angry Birds or anything. That is, if it is very complex, what happen? Anxiety and worry will happen. And as the skill level increases, you have to increase the challenge. And slowly from this level, once they reach here, then they get to the flow. They will get forward and engage and immerse in that. So as the complexity increases, the challenge level also increase. That is how we get these people into flow. You just see a game. Yeah, hi Sham. Okay. So Sham, how many of you know about Sham? So do you know what he has accomplished? He's a person actually spends micro learning, stays motivated, do small wins, and today he owns world record on how many world records you own? Two world records.
Yeah. The world's first aircraft amputee skydiver and paragliding pilot. Yeah.
First paragliding pilot and skydiver. And he actually right now you earned license, right?
Relicense with the 100 gems, 101 gems.
100 plus gems. And you can see his leg, right? So you have to see that is motivation. That is what we are talking is that everything is possible if you are able to overcome the other things and focus on what you want to accomplish. Sit, yeah. Okay. Good. Next one. So now it is time for quiz. Sachin. Sachin is tense. Sachin mostly tension ആയെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു. Which of the following is not part of self-determination theory? Autonomy, recognition, mastery, purpose. വേഗത്തിൽ ആൻസർ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ കൂടുതൽ പോയിന്റ് കിട്ടും എന്നാണ് അറിവ്, എന്നാണ് പറയപ്പെടുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, അപ്പോൾ റെക്കഗ്നിഷൻ ഇല്ല. ഓട്ടോണമി, മാസ്റ്ററി ആൻഡ് പർപ്പസ്. ഓക്കെ, ഓക്കെ, അടുത്തത് വേഗം വേഗം വേഗം. കോഫി കൊടുക്കൂലേ ആൾക്കാർക്ക് കമ്മിറ്റി? കോഫി ബ്രേക്ക് ആണേ. ടീ ബ്രേക്ക് ആണോ കോഫി ബ്രേക്ക് ആണോ? ബ്രേക്ക് ആണ്. എല്ലാവരും ടീ ബ്രേക്കിന് പോട്ടെ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് എന്തിനാ ഇവിടെ ഗെയിം കളിച്ചോണ്ടിരിക്കണേ? ടീ ബ്രേക്ക് ആണ് മനുഷ്യ. ഫോർ സ്ക്വയർ ആയിരുന്നു അത്. ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് റോബിൻ ആയിരുന്നു അന്നത്തെ ആദ്യത്തെ ഇൻ50 അവേഴ്സിന്റെ ഫോർ സ്ക്വയർ മോഡലിനകത്ത്. നമ്മളുടെ ആപ്പിന്റെ പേരിനായിരുന്നു ഇൻലൊക്കേറ്റ് ആയിരുന്നോ ആദ്യത്തെ ഇൻ50 അവേഴ്സിനകത്ത് ഈ ഫോർ സ്ക്വയർ പോലൊരു സാധനം ചെയ്തില്ലായിരുന്നോ? ആ 7 സ്ക്വയർ. ഓക്കെ. പേര് ആൻസർ ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞു. 16 പേര്. എല്ലാരും എക്സ്പേർട്ടുകൾ ആയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണല്ലോ. 16 പേര് വിൻ ചെയ്തു. ലീഡർ ബോർഡിലായിട്ട് ആരാണ് ബോർഡിലേക്ക് വരേണ്ടത് നോക്കട്ടെ. ഡോക്ടർ സെന്റിപേഡ് അതാരാണ്? വാവ്, വരൂ വരൂ. അഗ്നിഫയർ 2ാം സ്ഥാനത്ത് തന്നെ നിൽപ്പുണ്ട്. ഏബലിന്റെ 3ാം സ്ഥാനത്തേക്ക് പിന്തള്ളിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഏബൽ എവിടെ? ഏബല് 3ാം സ്ഥാനത്തായി പോയാ. ഏകലവ്യൻ 4. ടൈഗർ ബേബി ആരാണ്? ടൈഗർ ബേബി ഇതെന്താ വീണ്ടും ക്വസ്റ്റ്യനോ? നെമോ എവിടെ? നെമോ ആരാണ്? ഓ നെമോ. BDJJD. സോളോ. സോളോ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. മാനസ് MS. മാനസ് ഉണ്ടോ? മാനസ്. യാ. അപ്പൊ ടോപ്പ് 10 പേരിവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. നമുക്ക് കണ്ടിന്യൂ ചെയ്യാം. ഓക്കെ. പ്ലേ. അപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ ലെവലപ്പായി. സൈക്കോളജി ഓഫ് മോട്ടിവേഷൻ നമ്മൾ കുറച്ച് കാര്യങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലായില്ല. നമ്മൾ തന്നെ ഒന്ന് സെൽഫായിട്ട് ഒന്ന് ആലോചിച്ച് നോക്കും. നമ്മൾ പല കാര്യങ്ങൾ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ശ്രമിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ ഈ ബ്രെയിനുകൾ തമ്മിലുള്ള കോൺവെർസേഷൻസ് ഇപ്പൊ ചെയ്യേണ്ട നാളെ ചെയ്യാം. ബിക്കോസ് ചേഞ്ചിനെ റെസിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുക എന്നുള്ളത് ഡിഫോൾട്ടായിട്ട് നമ്മുടെ ബ്രെയിനിന്റെ ഒരു 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 ഫംഗ്ഷനാണ്. അതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് അത് ഏറ്റവും പ്രധാനമായിട്ട് നോക്കുന്നത്. നമ്മുടെ സേഫ്റ്റിയാണ് പ്രധാനം. നമ്മൾ മാറിക്കഴിഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അൺസർട്ടനിറ്റി ഇറ്റ് ഡസൻ ലൈക്ക്. സേവിങ് എനർജി സേവ് ചെയ്യുക. നിങ്ങൾ എല്ലാവരും എനർജി സേവർ മോഡിലാണല്ലേ എപ്പോഴും. അപ്പോ ബ്രെയിൻ വിസ്പറർ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ബാജാണ്. യു ഹാവ് മാസ്റ്റർഡ് ദ ഇന്നർ കോഡ് ദാറ്റ് ഡ്രൈവ്സ് ഹ്യൂമൻ ബിഹേവിയർ. ഓക്കെ. അപ്പോ ലെവൽ 3ലേക്ക് കടക്കാനായിട്ട് സമയമാകുമ്പോൾ നിങ്ങൾ പറയാം. കുട്ടിയെ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടോ എന്ന് ചോദിക്കുന്നില്ല, ഇഷ്ടമാകും. Okay, let's get to the next one. അപ്പൊ ലെവൽ 3 എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ശരിക്കും നമ്മൾ ഇപ്പൊ മോട്ടിവേഷൻ പഠിച്ചു അല്ലേ? എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് നമ്മുടെ ബിഹേവിയറിനെ മോട്ടിവേറ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നതെന്ന് നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കി. Now we have to get into some frameworks. Okay, it is going to be pretty serious right now. നമ്മൾ ഇത്രയും നേരം നമ്മളുമായിട്ട് റിലേറ്റഡ് ആയിട്ട് കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമ്മളുടെ ബാക്കിയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ ചിന്തിച്ചു അല്ലേ? പേഴ്സണൽ സെൽഫായിട്ടുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളെല്ലാം ചിന്തിച്ചു. Now it is going to be തിയറി ആണ്, ഗെയിമിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഫ്രെയിംവർക്സ് ആണ്. എന്തിനാ ഈ ഫ്രെയിംവർക്ക് ആരാ ഉണ്ടാക്കി? ആരൊക്കെ കുറെ പേര് ഗെയിമിന്റെ മറ്റേ നമ്മുടെ ഫുട്ബോളിൽ നിന്നും ക്രിക്കറ്റിൽ നിന്നും ഒക്കെ കുറെ ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ ഒക്കെ എടുത്ത് മറ്റേ നമ്മുടെ എങ്ങനെ മൊബൈൽ ആപ്ലിക്കേഷനകത്ത് പിന്നെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാമെന്ന് തീരുമാനിച്ചിട്ട് they decided what actually drives these people to be engaged in that. അതിനെ ബേസ് ചെയ്തിട്ട് കുറെ കാര്യങ്ങളെ കാറ്റഗറൈസ് ചെയ്ത് വെച്ചു. അത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ, അല്ലാണ്ട് വേറെ വലിയ കാര്യമൊന്നുമില്ല. ബട്ട് വി വിൽ ലേൺ എന്തൊക്കെയാണ് അവിടെ ഉള്ളത്, എങ്ങനെയാണ് ഗെയിമിഫിക്കേഷൻ നടക്കുന്നത്. ലിങ്ക്ഡിൻ ഗെയിമിഫിക്കേഷൻ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ? അപ്പോൾ അതിനകത്ത് ഓരോ സ്ഥലത്തും ഗെയിമിഫിക്കേഷൻ അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഡിഫറെന്റ് ലെവൽസ് ഉണ്ട്. അതിനെക്കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ പഠിക്കും. ജസ്റ്റ് നമ്മൾ കേൾക്കാൻ തുടങ്ങും. അതായത് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മൾ പ്രൊഫൈല് കംപ്ലീറ്റ് അല്ല 50% പറയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ഹ്യൂമൻ ടെൻഡൻസിയാണ് പോയിട്ട് അതിനെ 100% ആക്കാനായിട്ട്. So it actually increases the number of people who complete their profile in LinkedIn just because they gave a status bar. നമ്മളുടെ ഹാർഡ് ഡ്രൈവുകൾ ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. സിസ്റ്റത്തിലെ ഹാർഡ് ഡ്രൈവിനകത്ത് 80% 90% ആകുമ്പോൾ ഒരു ചുവന്ന കളറിൽ ഇങ്ങനെ വരുമല്ലേ, അത് നിറയുകയാണെന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ പോയിട്ട് ഡിലീറ്റ് ചെയ്യും. Just because visually it is showing that it is reaching there. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ എന്തേ ചെയ്യുള്ളൂ, അത് മൊത്തത്തിൽ ചെയ്ത് സ്റ്റക്ക് ആയിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ നിൽക്കുമ്പോഴായിരിക്കും പോയി ചെയ്യുന്നത്. സോ having that indicator that triggers your behavior. വീണ്ടും നമ്മൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത് what gamification does is gamification is helping you to behave in certain way. നിങ്ങളുടെ ക്യാരക്ടർ വേറെ ആയിരിക്കാം. whatever your character, it doesn't matter, but you are behaving in a certain way just because gamification is there. നമ്മളിപ്പോ ഈ ഗെയിം കളിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നതിനിടയ്ക്ക് ചായ വന്നപ്പോൾ പോലും നമ്മൾ എന്താ ചെയ്യണേ, ഇതിനൊന്ന് കളിച്ചിട്ട് ഇതൊന്ന് വെച്ചതിന് ശേഷം നമ്മൾ, because it is all about priority. Everybody is busy. Everybody is busy, and then it is all about priority. Why are you here? Because you have certain priority to attend this session, right? There are a lot of other things that you can do at the same time, and there are other commitments, or even you can sit there and watch whatever you want. So gamification frameworks, go get to the next one. So normally there are certain things that we say, like there are game dynamics, game mechanics, and game components. So achievements, avatar, badges, collections, compact, these are game components. Game challenges, feedback, and all those things are called mechanics and dynamics. So what I want to say is that there is something called game mechanics. Game mechanics is mostly the points, the badges, and all those things that we get. It decides, you download a game, you start playing it, how long you play that game, how much engagement you will have in that game, these game mechanics can define. If it is applied properly, you might play for hours, day and night you might play for that. That is the game mechanics. There is something called game design. Do you know what game design does? Game design defines whether you will come back to the game and play it again. You will play for some time, get bored. If the mechanics is not right, you will drop it. But you see, like it is not about UI. It is not about the creative design and all those things. Even Flappy Bird and those type of games, people have been playing for hours. So it is game design. The game mechanics decide how long you engage in a game, and game design decide whether you come back to the game and play the next day. Just get to the next one. Next one. So I'm not getting into the details of the framework and all those things, but this is MDA framework. It is a mechanics, dynamic, and aesthetics. But I want to show you this one framework. We came to know that 2012 somebody introduced a framework which is called Octalysis, 8 core drives of gamification, UCACHU. So what he did is, there are 8 core drives why people do things, and it differs. And whenever we are applying gamification in certain things, we will look into what is in our system and what drive we have to use. One is called an epic meaning or calling. This drive becomes a part of something bigger than ourselves, having a feeling of that why we are doing it. So why are many people part of Mulearn? Just because they feel that they can get to something better. Hi, Ruby. So I just want to introduce Ruby also. Ruby, just introduce.
Okay. Hello everyone. So I'm Ruby Prasad from Arduino. Arduino. It's the microcontroller which you all know, right? If you are from engineering background. So I applied the condition. So I was part of one more FAYA that happened previously. So I had already introduced. So now Arduino is in India. So I'm the part of Arduino India now. So before that, we were having the manufacturing unit and all the operations only in Italy. Now we have officially started in India. And I'm basically leading the academia, K-12 and higher education in India. And definitely we are going to start expand the team soon, as much as we can expand the business. Thank you. With Muline, yeah, the interesting thing is that till now we are aware that Arduino is for microcontrollers, right? Arduino means microcontroller, but Arduino is having many different solutions in the field of robotics, IoT, AI, ML, industrial automation, and industrial IoT means many different fields with all the new technologies. And we have the official courses as well created by Arduino team, and we are launching those courses in Mulearn platform. So that's the one thing. And second thing is that we are planning to have the Center of Excellence, Arduino Center of Excellence in Mulearn space, so that all the enthusiasts can come up and prototype and basically experience the Arduino products, and they can create whatever they want to. So that's the two news.
So what Arduino did? Arduino did is simplified our process towards innovation, right? These boards, we want to build a robot, it is like Lego blocks, you just work together and you are able to see the progress and understand that instead of going and doing it in a long way. That made a lot of people start innovating, start building prototype and all those things, right? So what it did, it actually made the progress easier. Helped understand digest easier. So Yukashu, yeah, he was talking about the drive one. It is the epic meaning and calling. So whenever we start playing a game, there will be something that a narrative there, right? Why are you playing this? So that actually is a call for this thing. Why are you making a account in LinkedIn? There's a meaning that is we want to have a better job, better career, and have a build up a professional thing. Second one is development and accomplishment. Third one is empowerment of creativity and feedback. Fourth is ownership and possession, badges, points, and all those things. Certain things that I possess. Certain is scarcity and impatience. Certain elements are loss and avoidance. Certain are unpredictability and curiosity, and social influence and relatedness. These are the 8 different drives people come there. Certain people come there to the system for this side of things, that is extrinsic rewards. I want to possess certain thing. Certain people comes there for intrinsic motivation, relationship, that is having good connections and all those. There are different types of people. We have different types of players, right? We will get towards that. And these techniques are called white hat techniques. If you are using these engagement things for gamification, those are called white hat. Why do people contribute to Wikipedia? It is just because they have a feel that social responsibility, there is a much bigger meaning that I am doing it for. So that is where the level 1, that drive 1 is being applied. We are being part of a larger community. Arduino has the largest open source community in the world. How many million people are there? 30 billion. 30 million people are there in the Arduino community. 82 million is the users. Okay, 30 million contribute, because in Arduino, if you look, anything that you want to do with it, there are a lot of solutions that is already written there. You can make it, because that much big is the Arduino community. And how much you are paying for them? 0. Is there a manager in Arduino for that? No. I was telling, like, connect me to the community manager in India so that we can work with them. They do not know who the community manager, because it is the sense of purpose, because they made hardware open source. Everybody accessible, go and create it. And it made the larger community, because they are part of the, therefore a meaning to contribute. So how many of you know about Waze app? Waze. What does it do? എന്താണ് Waze app ചെയ്യുന്നത്? Navigation ആണ്, traffic inde. Waze app, if you open it, that it will show that there is one There is a story, right? What does it shows? Waze app police in the because it is, but the epic meaning there, people use Waze app not just to get the direction, but also to give the traffic information to others to reduce the traffic. So there is a purpose. So giving that purpose is very important when to white hat this thing. So loss and avoidance. You just understand without gamification system or software or anything, we still apply those type of things in the companies, right? The policies. You will be terminated. To avoid that, I work. So that is why these are called black hat things, but that is also required because that is something that enables which brain? Which brain? Huh? Which brain? Which are the three brains? Neocortex, new brain. Or the old brain? Reptilian brain. Reptilian brain. Because that need avoidance. I do not want to do that. Only that whenever it is, like if I do not do that. So there are different types of colleges where we consider in Mulan. Some colleges are just like they come and adapt it very fast, new itself. Some will start adapting the others are there. Some will not do it unless there is no other way. They come and start. If you do not get a job, if you are not in, and they know that, then only they'll do it. So least possible chances. If there is some other chance, they will avoid it because they do not want to change. So users also, whenever we think about customers, whenever we think about customers for an application, we look for different categories, right? Some are called innovators. They come and adapt new things very fast. Some will adapt when the first layer start adapting it. Early adopters, then late adopters, then laggers. So whenever we design an application, they look for innovators and early adopters. Focus on features that motivates them. And then the others will follow. That is, even though you focus on targeting advertising to them, it doesn't matter. You know Apple, right? What does Apple do? Apple advertise on an epic meaning of having that product with you. First thing initially they told like that is from the IBM chain and all those things. Let's be liberated. That is where Apple came with the meaning, and that is why people want to hold that. Then they told to the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in square holes. Those are the one who actually do, right? Crazy enough to do things, right? So I am also crazy. I want to do that. So they are giving an epic meaning. That is first thing. Then accomplishment and development. There will be some points, badges, and all those things, reputations. All those things comes here. Empowerment and creativity and feedback. That is new ways of doing things. You see, chess. Are they introducing new pawn, new പുതിയ പുതിയ കരിക്കുലം എന്തെങ്കിലും സാധനങ്ങൾ അവിടെ ഇൻട്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടോ? 64 കോളം തന്നെയല്ലേ ഇന്നും ഉള്ളത്. But the creative ways that you play with each other, that there are a lot of other methods to engage with that. Having that type of engagement in that retains the user. Creative ways to engage them. Else they get bored. Social influence and relatedness. Friends. How many friends? How many followers that you have? Twitter, you see. It is mostly on this part. How many followers? Twitter introduced one thing. That what was innovation from Twitter, from others, that is other social media. They limited this thing, that is scarcity. They built the limit. Second one, they introduce one-side following, right? Others have to add friends. So that I want to have more followers, I am good, I am big, I am great. So be my follower, and I want to be privileged on that, and my social influence and accomplishment. So that is the ownership and possession of bigger thing, bigger follower count. So you have to start. This Octalysis framework is nothing but a framework that is helping you to understand why certain things are that way. That's all. Okay, get to the next one. Yeah.
So in a perspective, somewhere down the line, I knew that these were like marketing tactics or like gamifications done by the business owners to get the platform running. So in my perspective, I've stayed away from most of what you have said. So right now my question is, so I all my life, like at least for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been away from those kinds of things. Okay. So right now when I am into it, I want to know as a business owner, like as the associate project manager, how I can use this in the different projects that I'm working.
So that is a very good question. That is where we have to understand which are the things that our product has. And we have to think what is the desired behavior our customer has to do. And encouraging them, progress them towards what we actually want to do. And there are certain things that we want them not to do. And have that avoidance. So how can we apply certain type of things in an engaging manner? And then I will, once I get to the next thing, that you will understand. Okay. So this is first thing. These are the different types of things that drives human behavior. What drives people to get engaged? That is what this framework. And we were just looking at what were the drives that certain things are focusing on. Some people will focusing on these two things. This is not required. Progress is something that certain game elements used in certain websites. Next, just get to the next one. So if you look at the LinkedIn profile bar, X people saw your profile, this many recommendation, endorsement, trophy, award, achievement, all these are accomplishment. Okay. So meaning be part of a future job economy, finding what dream you are passionate about, empowerment, better ways to dress up your profile. You have a cover picture there. You have a profile photo there. It is just like dressing up. You are empowering yourself. Write content on LinkedIn. That is you are having empowerment. Social influence. There are different things. X people saw my profile. It shows, right? So it built. Want to see her profile? Upgrade to premium. What does it? It is scarcity. That is, you do not have that. You have to upgrade. Having a behavior to upgrade. Want to contact her? Upgrade to premium. Want to see who viewed your profile? Upgrade to premium. That is shows a few seek people. Oh, this plus this many people there. So that is what is scarcity. Avoidance. Avoiding loss of career and avoiding bad reputation. That is, we actually behave well in LinkedIn. Right? Not in other social networking platforms we behave that level, but we behave well because we want to avoid because many companies look into your LinkedIn profile to see that what type of person you are. And curiosity, how many people have viewed my profile? What is if my friend doing nowadays? Going to their profile and seeing that. Ownership, your life, your job. So you can see that Octalis framework, these are the part they engaged higher for accomplishment, but less empowerment, more avoidance and ownership. Next one. So I just want to tell you, when we design gamification, yeah. LinkedIn has designed their system using those game elements. Maybe they have designed it, understanding it is a game element. Oh, it is not always like that. This Octalis framework was done in 2012 by Yukachu. That is, he was trying to identify those things and mapping this, and this will help. This framework will help us understand which all things, what all people do. That's all. Nothing beyond that. But next slide is very important. You just see level 1, once you introduce certain game mechanics and all those things to this thing. Now you have to understand your stages of your customer. So a student join new learn. So it is the discovery phase, whether I want to join it or not. Second one is called onboarding. Onboarding is a stage where they understand the rules of the game. Coming there, new learn, Discord, right? The onboarding is not so good there. Next one is scaffolding. Scaffolding is they are building karma points, and once they get through the onboarding process, scaffolding. So each stage we have to design game elements. We have to define these things. We have to understand. So level 2 of gamification, level 1 of gamification is identifying these things and applying. Level 2 is designing it to engage them continuously, because most of the gamification fails here. Just because they're not able to engage them. Cred, you go get cred points, but after what? So what? But still I use cred just because I like to listen to that. I get that point, but still 1 rupee I got. We go and scratch on those other things, right? Google Pay and all those things. What? Those are gamification elements. That is, we are receiving something for ourselves. Normally that is not there. That feeling, credit card, you have money, but you still swipe credit card because you get credit points, which is of no use or very small use, but still you go and use credit card. So behavior of using credit cards is something that they design for. That is where the UPI came in, ease of doing this thing. And so onboarding, scaffolding, and endgame. Okay. So endgame is that once a person became a master of it, he is super. Whether you are able to retain him. So endgame in MuLearn, that it should be able to, that if a person is good, that is they have to be taken to the next level, building product, glowing global. Those type of engagements, properly placing is very important so that the people get retained there. Else, what happened? Why should I be there? So MuLearn, it is just foundational gamification we implemented. Only point, karma, even badges are not there. What all things that we can build in? Okay. So this is the 4 level. Just go on. So level 2, discovery is why should people even want to start the journey with that? Why should I use that game? Second, how do you teach users the rules to play the game? Scaffolding is regular journey, repeated action towards the goal, and end game, how to retain your veteran users there. So how many applications we download and how many we use regularly? We just download it, just seeing that its discovery is good. Onboarding part, they might do something, but scaffolding might not be good. We are not able to come and re-engage with that application again. And why should we use that? And that those stay idle in our. So that game design is not right. Get to the next one. So this is the 3rd level of gamification. First we decided what we need to do as a scaffold, and then we designed it for all the 4 levels of players, right? All the 4 levels, that is starting, middle, then now we have to understand different type of players who are coming to the system. Achievers, explorers, socializers, and killers. You just need to understand. If you, I am taking the example of MuLearn just because a lot of MuLearners are here. Those who do not know about MuLearn, is there anyone who doesn't know MuLearn? MuLearn is a platform where these students come and learn by themselves. Okay. So you just understand, if MuLearn is just for entry level people who actually want to, I do not know anything, I want to learn something. There are other people who are, I know a lot of things, I am the best here, can I compete with others? For them, we have the top 100 series because they are killers. They want to compete between each other. They want to participate in hackathons. They want to get towards those things. So those type of people also come on the day one to the system, right? If you are asking them to go and create a GitHub account, do certain things, so smaller things, trivial things, they do not like it. Why should I do all those things? Because I know I have 10 open source contributions. Why should I go and share the link of my GitHub profile? So we need better challenges. That is where HackerRank or other type of challenges, building products, those type of challenges are for those type of personalities. There are socializers. People are coming there for networking. So here itself, this session itself, you just think, why did you come here? There are some people came here for networking, finding a lot of other people, their friends are there. Those are the people who are socializers. It is not about understanding everything from the session and going and applying it. Those are the people who are known as achievers. I want to learn everything and go and applying it. So there were people like, I think, Fires of Neo ITO. That is, he was here. He was an achiever. He come here every month from the starting FAYA project. He learned certain things, go and apply it to things. Then when we introduced React, he was telling me, oh, you are bringing in more things. That is, how will I apply this into my thing? Because they are thinking about applying it. Those type of people are called achievers. They want to So they are the people like, if they go and play a game, how many coins are there? Each and every coin they have to go and take. They want to get everything. Those are the achievers. Explorers are the one who just want to pass the level and move forward. So just touch these things and then, yeah, this is level up. Good. I will get to the next level. I will play. So there are different types of players. So we have to ensure that there is something for all these type of players at discovery level, as well as on onboarding level, scaffolding level, and endgame. Endgame means they became masters of it. We want to retain them. Right? So this is very important on applying gamification. Go to the next one. So as I said that, we talked about killers, engage by leaderboards and rank, focus on winning. So in Mueller, we will find killers where in the leaderboard. If you look at the top, evergreen leaderboard also, you will see killer people there. They compete between each other. I want to be on the top. I want to be the number one in that. Focus on winning rank, direct peer-to-peer competition. They find strategies to be on the top. Achievers winning the game by collecting the highest number of points and badges and put them on the display. That is, they want to display it completely. That is, I have collected everything that is possible. Explorers focus on exploring the drive to discover the unknown. I do not know certain things. I want to get to the next one. I tried web development, some level. Now I want to try IoT. Now I want to look into AI. So those are the type of people that are explorers. Socializers come there to find people. Socializers ഉണ്ട്. They just come there, Mueller പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമുക്ക് കുറേ നല്ല ഫ്രണ്ട്സിനെ കിട്ടും, കൂട്ടുകാരെ കിട്ടും, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എങ്ങനെ ഐഡന്റിഫൈ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് യെസ് ഹൈ. So you just see what engage them. Leaderboard and ranks. Here achievements, badges. If you have a lot of badges, you have seen Stack Overflow, right? You have seen GitHub. GitHub has introduced a lot of gamification elements there. The accomplishment and badges are for achievers. Badges. Yeah, news feeds, friend lists, and all those things are for socializers. And just okay achievements to get to the next level. You do not need to finish everything to get to the next level. That is for explorers. If you look at Mueller, you do not need to do all the tasks in level 2 to reach level 3. Why? Because explorers also need to get to the next level. What will achievers do? Achievers will ensure that even you have finished all the level, there are 2 more tasks, I will complete all those things. Yeah. So next one. So when we talk about gamification, there are certain negative things also that we want to ensure. Gamification can also act negative because if it is not applied properly, it will actually act as something that create depression if it is not done properly. Anxiety problems can also be created because I am not able to do that and everything is completely gamified and all those things. We are building in surveillance system because in an examination you just think that our education system is completely gamified. Most students engage in all those things, but what we know is that each and every day what they are doing is getting visibility. That will motivate more people to perform better, but those who cannot perform, they start depression because I cannot do that. It is not for you, that is you have to find whatever for you, that is fine. But and second one is lack of standardization and integration commonly. These researchers are very slow. I am also a researcher. I have been doing research on gamification for the past 6 years. So only now that is I am just publishing my first paper. So gamification, what I see there is no standardization on this. Certain things they say that, oh, this worked at this place and so that is good. But it doesn't work in the other place. It is motivation. Motivation is perishable and also it is different for different people, right? It cannot be standardized for everyone. But there are certain things, certain level we can standardize. And second challenge is the cost of content fatigue. That is nearly companies deploying gamification tool acknowledge that the rising cost of creating fresh and engaging content is a major challenge. Around 48% of users lose interest due to repetitive and poorly designed interfaces. Because if the gamification is not implemented properly, what happens after some time? You will get bored. If the company is completely gamified and only the game, there is no certain elements that is new, fresh feeling that is brought in, people get bored. This board game that is, if I do not like a game, and asking me to play that game again and again, how will it be? So it is also have certain type of challenges like this. Get to the next one. So this was something from our my research paper. What I am seeing is that gamification in work research framed by self-determination theory. Applying that self-determination, invoking the self-determination, you can see that there is much higher rise in the number of research papers that is getting published. So the researchers are trying to catch up with this thing because all those failed gamifications are there. And right now, it is getting more important just because why? Artificial intelligence and availability of data that we can customize it for people. There are a lot of immersive experience that we can bring based on individual. It is creating adjustable seats for people, right? In education system, if I learn slowly, I want more type of content introduced to me to help me level up. Other person is faster, that is there can be another complex challenges and you can progress faster. And we can avoid certain things for those type of users. So understanding the user persona and giving the content is going to be very high just because AI is going to bring in much huge opportunity for that. That is where the researchers are all catching up because AI research is being, there's billions are, trillions are being pumped for AI research and all those progress is happening around the world. But engaging the users towards that is very important. Next one. Oh, again quiz. Yeah. ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിരുന്നു അല്ലേ ഡോക്ടർ സെന്റിപ്പേഡ് ഒക്കെ ഇപ്പൊ പൊട്ട് കേട്ടോ ഇരുപത് പ്ലേയേഴ്സ് റെഡി ഓക്കെ ഇനി അടുത്ത 5 ഗെയിമിംഗ് ഫ്രെയിംവർക്സ് ക്രിയേറ്റഡ് ബൈ യുക്കാച്ചു ഏതാണ് ഒക്ടാലിസിസ് ഫ്രെയിംവർക്ക് ആണ് MMA ആണോ ഹെക്സഗണൽ ആണോ MDA ഫ്രെയിംവർക്ക് ആണോ ഇത് ആരെങ്കിലും തെറ്റിക്കോ നോക്കട്ടെ ഗെയിമിംഗ് ഫ്രെയിംവർക്ക് ക്രിയേറ്റഡ് ബൈ യുക്കാച്ചു ആ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ ഒന്നാരാണ് തോന്നുന്നു അപ്പോ നെക്സ്റ്റ് അത് കാണിച്ചില്ലല്ലോ താര According to Octavius framework, which drive is not part of the 8 core motivations? Epic meaning and calling, curiosity and surprise, monetary rewards, ownership, possession. Epic meaning, curiosity and surprise, monetary rewards, ownership and possession. Monetary rewards. അതിനകത്ത് ഇല്ലായിരുന്നു അത് പൊസിഷനകത്ത് വരും ഓക്കെ Which company first used gamification to improve developer engagement? Oh, that improve developer engagement and reputation and badges. ആദ്യമായിട്ട് ഇംപ്ലിമെന്റ് ചെയ്തത് ഗിithub ആണോ റെഡിറ്റ് ആണോ ലിങ്ക്ഡിൻ ആണോ സ്റ്റാക്ക് ഓവർഫ്ലോ ആണോ which company first implement developers ആണ് അതിനകത്ത് സ്റ്റാക്ക് ഓവർഫ്ലോ വെരി ഗുഡ് 15 no next okay കഴിഞ്ഞോ author of the game of work this is game of work they got കാണണ്ട. ടൈം ഔട്ട് ആയി. ഇതൊക്കെ വേറെ മെമ്മറി ബേസ്ഡ് ക്വിസുകൾ. അയ്യേ, അതെ അതെ, എന്തിനാ മെമ്മറി ബേസ്ഡ് ക്വിസ് നടന്നത്? ഇത് ശരിയല്ലല്ലോ. ചാൾസ് നെൽസൺ ആണല്ലോ. ചാൾസ് ഡിക്കൻസിന് പോലും വോട്ട് ചെയ്തതാരാണ്? 3 വോട്ട്. ചാൾസ് ബാബേജിന് ഭാഗ്യത്തിന് വോട്ട് കിട്ടിയില്ല. നെക്സ്റ്റ്. തീർന്നാ? Who coined the term gamification? എങ്ങനെയൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു? നീറ്റ് പെല്ലിംഗ്, നിക് പെല്ലിംഗ്, നിക് പോണ്ടിങ്, നിക് ഫിലിം. എന്തായാലും നീലും നിക്ക് 3 പ്രാവശ്യം വന്നോണ്ട് നിക്കാണ്. പിന്നെ പെല്ലിങ്ങും 2 പ്രാവശ്യം വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. പോണ്ടിങ് 1 പ്രാവശ്യം, ഫിലിപ്പ് 1 പ്രാവശ്യം. ഇനി നിങ്ങൾ കണ്ടുപിടിച്ചോ. വേണ്ട, ഇത്രയേ ഉള്ളൂ മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ചോയ്സ് കണ്ടു. കഴിഞ്ഞില്ലേ? God include gamification in the hype cycle in? എനിക്കറിയാം. എന്തായാലും ഏറ്റവും ആദ്യത്തത് ഏറ്റവും അവസാനത്തെ ആയിരിക്കില്ല എന്നുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് ഉറപ്പിക്കാമല്ല. ഇടയിലുള്ള 2 ആയിരിക്കുമല്ലോ മിക്കവാറും. ഇങ്ങനെ മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ചോയ്സ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസിന്റെ ഡിഫോൾട്ട് ട്രെൻഡ് അറിയത്തില്ല നിനക്ക്? ആണോ 10 ആണോ 12 ആണോ നോക്കിയപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക്? കാര്യം സി ആണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ ചാൻസ് ഉള്ളതെന്നുള്ള പോയിട്ട്. ഓ, ടൈഗർ ബേബി എങ്കിലും 3-ാം സ്ഥാനത്തെത്തി. എഡ്വിൻ റോയ് എവിടെ? എഡ്വിൻ റോയ് ഹായ്. ഓ, രോഹിത്. ആ, ബെയർഫുട്ട് കോണ്ടസ, ഡോക്ടർ സെന്റിപ്പേഡ്, ബെല്ല്. ഓ, ബെല്ലൊക്കെ അവിടെ നിന്ന് കയറി വന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. നെമോ, വോട്ട് ഗോട്ട്. വോട്ട് ഗോട്ട് ആര്? ഓക്കെ, ശരി. അപ്പൊ നെക്സ്റ്റ് ഇതിലേക്ക് വാ. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് അവസാനത്തെ ലെവലിലേക്കാണോ നമ്മളിപ്പോ എത്തുന്നത്? ലെവൽ 3 കഴിഞ്ഞു. ഗെയിമിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഫ്രെയിംവർക്സിന്റെ ഇത് അക്കംപ്ലിഷ് ചെയ്തു. ഇനി അപ്ലൈ ചെയ്യുന്നതിനകത്ത് ചെറുതായിട്ടൊന്ന് ക്വിക്കായിട്ട് പോകുമായിരിക്കും കേട്ടോ. കാര്യം യു നോ റൈറ്റ് നോ യു ഹാവ് മാസ്റ്റേർഡ് യുക്കാച്ചു അല്ലേ? നെക്സ്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് സ്റ്റാർട്ടപ്സിന്റെ അകത്ത് ഹയർ പെർഫോമൻസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പ്രോഡക്റ്റ് അഡോപ്ഷൻ, കൂടുതൽ ആൾക്കാർ, വി വാണ്ട് മോർ പീപ്പിൾ ടു സ്റ്റാർട്ട് യൂസിങ് ഇറ്റ്. HR, employee engagement, performance reviews, all those things can be gamified. Education, karma, peer validation, streak, skill mapping. MUID, MuLearn has an ID which actually acts as a skill wallet. Challenges, autonomous projects, enterprises, internal teams with real-time dashboards and karma. Peer recognition, narrative-based, we do know. So enhance ownership in learning and retention will happen with that. Just get to the next one. Okay. So you can see that what happened in Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow has a badges, silver badges, bronze badges. Bronze badges was for exploration, understand what all things are available. Doing it repetitively for sometimes get silver badges. From first bronze badge, then continuously doing it, you gain golden badges. So we are just looking into a certain implementation of that is, this is for accomplishment. That is, I have achieved all those things. Yeah. Next one. So and even you see that they gain privilege over gaining points. That is reputation. Create post. Initially, you can create post. Then at 5, you participate in meta. Create wild posts. Vote up. You need to have 15 points. Flag post. Talk in chat. 20 points. Comment anywhere. 50. Set boundaries. Create chat rooms. Edit community wiki. Vote down. 125. So all these things are defined by the gamification system. That is driving user behaviors. Initially itself, if everyone gets opportunity to vote down, that system will get flawed. So controlling the behavior. Performance-based autonomy. The autonomy is given, freedom is given, but you have to earn it. Next one. Next. Go fast. Yeah. So just for example, if you let's assume that we want to gamify the corporate training program. Lot of content there, lot of training is happening. So what we have to do is that we have to decide gamify the content or gamify the process. Gamify the content means it is very complex. You have to have, for example, Microsoft Word or Excel. That is, there will be one inside that each and every activity you click here, you click there. That level of gamification. But gamification process is one thing that is easy. So what we have is like we will first initially classify. There will be basic essential skills that everyone want to achieve. There will be certain technical skills. There will be job specific skills. We classify what are things that they want to learn. All those things get classified. Next one. Define how to analyze performance and result. How do we know that the person has achieved it? Because for each action that person is, for example, if they want to come to office on time, how do we know that they came to office on time? There might be this system, they might be logging to another system, or a manager is telling that he has done it, or he himself is saying that doing it, but just need one mechanism, the system knows that it is done it. Then we classify it into simple, medium, complex and time consuming things. And simple things are things that we initially add, right? Get to the next one. So we need to sort and arrange it. So initially we understood like design flow. Initially we need to have smaller challenges, smaller tasks, so that everyone feels and get into the system, get onboarded to the system. Then we push them towards that. So start with very similar thing, ensure that people understand the game properly, and then they will navigate towards that. Get to the next one, and then apply points, levels, badges, and all those game mechanics in that system. Get to the next one. Oh, yes, gamification happens only through trial and error. That is, we have to keep on iterating on that game. If it is stagnant, that doesn't work. Just quiz. Do you want another quiz? Do you want another quiz? Okay. No time. Close. Okay, killers. Okay. Let's see. What is gamification primarily used for? Primarily used for to motivate and engage users, to simplify tasks, to create completion, to entertain users. Gamification. Good. 15 പേര് മജൂറ്റി ആൾക്കാർ ശരി ഉത്തരം തന്നെ തരുന്നുണ്ട്. Which of the following is not a gamification element? The points, badges, feedback and leaderboards. Gamification element അല്ലാത്തത് leaderboard, badges, points, feedback. Okay. ഞാനത് എഗ്രി ചെയ്യില്ല, ഫീഡ്ബാക്കും ഒക്കെ അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമാണ് മോട്ടിവേഷന്റെ. നെയിം വൺ, പക്ഷെ അതെല്ലാവരും ശരിയാക്കി. നെയിം വൺ ബെനിഫിറ്റ് യൂസിങ് ഗെയിമിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഇൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ. ഓക്കെ, ആ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ എവിടെ, ആൻസർ എവിടെ, ടൈപ്പ് ചെയ്യാനോ? ഓക്കെ, ഇത് ക്വിസ് അല്ല. ഓക്കെ, കഴിഞ്ഞ സമയം കഴിഞ്ഞ് ചുമ്മാ രസം. ഗ്രിറ്റ് വൃത്തിയാ. ഇനി 4 ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കൂടിയാണ് ഉള്ളത്. വാട്ട് ഈസ് കോമൺ ടൂൾ യൂസ് ഫോർ ഗെയിമിഫിക്കേഷൻ ഇൻ എഡ്യൂക്കേഷൻ? Quizlet, Kahoot, Microsoft Word, Google Docs. ഇതൊന്നും എനിക്കറിഞ്ഞൂടാ, ഞാൻ നോക്കുന്നത് കഹൂട്ടാണ്. ഓക്കെ, What is point mechanics used? New learn currency ഏതാണ്? Brownie points. Karma points Baj's reputation. ഏകലവിൽ അടിച്ചു കയറി വരുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. ഇല്ലല്ലോ ഇല്ലല്ലോ. ഓക്കെ, അഗ്നിഫയർ. ടൈഗർ ബേബി ഇവിടെ? ടൈഗർ ബേബിക്ക് മുട്ടായി കിട്ടിയായിരുന്നോ? കൊടുക്ക് കൊടുക്ക്. പല്ലവി എല്ലാവർക്കും കൃത്യമായിട്ട് ചോക്ലേറ്റ് കൊടുക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ എന്ന് എനിക്ക് സംശയമുണ്ട്. അവിടെ ബാക്കിൽ ഇത് കഴിക്കുകയാണോ എന്നുള്ളൊരു ഇതുണ്ട്. കൊടുക്ക് കൊടുക്ക് കൊടുക്ക്.
Like at what stage should a founder like focus on gamification? But if we start too early, ആ പെയിൻ അല്ലാതെ വെറുതെ ട്രൂ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ക്ലയൻസിന് കിട്ടാണ്ട് പോകുമല്ലോ. അപ്പോ
So gamification എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം, it is there are certain things that from the beginning itself you start designing the system with gamification. It is not just about coming up with points and badges, but it is about deciding how the user behavior has to be. That's all. It is gamification is not. I'll get to that point later. Yeah. So everyone, congratulations, you have learned how to apply gamification, right? Okay. So Baj unlocked reality hacker. You may now gamify real world experience with purpose. Real world experience means that is whatever you are doing, you can gamify. നമ്മൾ നടന്നു പോവുകയാണെങ്കിൽ പോലും അതിനെ ഗെയിമിഫൈ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റും. We can actually gamify many of the things that we regularly do. Next one. Level 5, the future. The future of gamification, hyper personalized engagement can happen, but not all applications need to be hyper personalized, right? And then a reputation system, Web3, open badging and skill NFT, rise of gamification ecosystems. There are a lot of ecosystem coming in gamification. How many of you have heard about Roblox? Roblox. So what does it do? Roblox, explain to you.
ഞാൻ അറിയത്തില്ല.
Roblox ആർക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റും? I think people are going crazy with Roblox, and even Adidas is introduce ads using Roblox to engage the Gen Z, that is millennial audience, because that is where most of the people spend time on, and the virtual goods, this economy is there for goods. Newlearn as a unified skill interface, that is also an ecosystem that is getting connected. Next one. So this is something that you have to understand. Right now it is 18.6 billion in 2023. It will be 94 billion in 2032. That is the forecast. Next one. So in a distracted, gamification is not a gimmick. Gamification is how you design the flow, spark joy for them, and unlock purpose, why they want to do this, and build systems that play like games and people play them seriously. LinkedIn and even many of the e-commerce websites, you see that they start applying certain gamification things. So play them seriously means, for example, if you want, there is a gym in I think Kazakhstan that they have entire, each person there is a version. When you come and play on each machine, that avatar starts doing and points get added, and for different devices different points are there, and people are going crazy and they are losing weight much faster just because a huge competition and a leaderboard is there, but from actual workplace. Yeah, next one. So that is it. Congratulations that you have completed. Next slide, one more slide. It is the level 5 completed. So you are now the Joy Smith, are ready to design a world that playful, purpose-driven, human. One more slide would be there. So one thing that you have to see is that do not think gamification, learning gamification is to apply game mechanics in this and do some gimmicks there. It is not like that. Understanding the human motivation and engaging the user is required for all the applications that you build, right? So all these people, Jobs or Gates or Page or everyone, they didn't follow routes. They built new ones. The future belongs to those who know how to design engagement, user retention is very important. All those people design those things to engage people and introduce new features. For example, Facebook wall was introduced to have more visibility, right? People want to see what is happening with others in a more open way. So they introduced new features to design engagement. So epic meaning was something that was given by Apple. Steve Jobs was giving that meaning so that people start engaging. So understanding all these concepts is required for each and every startup that we do. And don't just play the game, rewrite it with purpose. Because we want to have the next generation engaged in applications. That is, they want that engagement. They want that dopamine streaks there to continue using those things, to have that progress and all. There are certain utility things. First thing that is based on what startup you are, you just think that what you are there have, and only based on that you have to apply gamification. There is no gamification that is one size fits all. It works in this application, that is bringing it in the same to the other application, that might not work because it might be for a different type of audience. You need to understand what type of audience that you are engaging with, and that is we can actually start here in Kerala. So one thing that that is we have Robin, yeah. So we have a lot of people here who have been part of the initial period of FAYA Portrait itself, and this is the 12th anniversary edition, and we want to have some announcements. That is, this is going to be the last FAYA Portrait in this flow. Yeah, but this is the last. No, we told that in next 12 editions we will be stopping. But when it complete 12 years, we want to stop it. Not because we are not interested, we want to do something more meaningful, because you have listened here, right? Could it be only one thing that need to be discussed in a year, in a month? We need to have more portraits. FAYA portrait stands for FAYA is doing the information exchange, free knowledge sharing every month, first Wednesdays. That was happening for 12 years. We have started, HR team came forward in the 100th edition of FAYA portrait, and they started HR Evolve. You have to see that it is actually right now the largest HR community in the state. What are they doing? They are engaging by themselves. Every month they are meeting separately. Technopark has provided them space for free. That is every month. Every third Thursdays they used to meet. And it is getting to the second year completion. And then they build the largest tribe of HR community there. Similarly, startups, they want discussion on that portrait, whatever name it is not about FAYA. It is about having those type of communities there. Finding the tribe and having session focused on that continuously every month is a must right now, right? So next month what we are planning to do is to bring together all the speakers, all the people who has worked with us for the past 12 years. Everyone together, we are having a get together at Park Center, and we will have roundtable on discussing how to take this forward in a decentralized fashion. Different locations. The FAYA portrait, this is the 120th edition here. There was around 60 editions that happened in Kochi and Calicut, right? 60, 70 editions happened there. After COVID, it got stopped. So Calicut, we have its live stream, so there are more people that is seeing. But what we want to say is that as of now, the pace at which technology is changing is so rapid that we cannot have one FAYA portrait alone help our ecosystem move forward. So we need more leaders coming forward and have portraits at different locations based on their area of interest, just like HR will happen. We one thing for artificial intelligence, a group of people coming together every month, they are conducting sessions on what is happening in the AI world and trending topics that need to be discussed. For designers, design, creative, there is a lot of things. Hardware, there need to be another set of group of people, else we will miss out this bus, and this is the most important period for India. Or that's it. Years before when we started Airport 80, we do not know what we need to do, but we were telling that we want to bring together passionate people together at one place. This is called Flower of Madness, right? Why that name? Because the people here, If you go back and look in your company, look in your space, when do not bring you in their circle because they feel that you are mad. Because you talk lot of rubbish, stupid things that they cannot understand, they cannot digest. So what you try to do is you try to belong to their category and to have the conversation that they have. And we just decided that we need to have a space where those type of mad people from different companies, different colleges, different places come together and meet each other because they have the spark, they have the passion. So those type of passionate people coming and connecting together is what we aimed. So you see that Don and Robin there. Unfortunately, Robin came here in 50 hours and he found a person called Don Peter and made him his co-founder. Where is Don? So they are fine notes. They are this many years. How did you find? So those type of connections happen. So you have heard about Open FinTech. That is Akshay Chudan. He came here and built his first prototype here. He built the first unicorn from Kerala. He is into Forbes 30 under 30. He is in built the Asia's largest neo-banking solution. But he decided to be an entrepreneur just because he came here for in 50 hours and built a prototype which got an investment of 3 lakhs from Muthoot. And he started that journey. I told that starting space, right, towards doing something different than going in the routine. That is what the Floor of Madness stands for. We want more such things based on the tribes in the state, and that is what next month, 28th of June, we will have the final this thing, that is get together of all those people who are considered as mad or the rebels, the troublemakers. They come together and we discuss that how actually we can take it forward to the next level, because it is not just about learning and listening, it is about applying and taking it about building globally. We have the capability to do that. And we have MuLearn right now. MuLearn has over 47,000. Next month, I think that is, it will actually keep on increasing, right? So the youth is there, connected to our network. Passionate people from there, not everyone. It is not all the students there. Those who want to do it, they have self-determined to do that, is connected from Kerala across. We have companies like Arduino, Google, and all those people. There is Singularity Universities, around 65 countries. They have chapter. They are connected to us. If you build a product that should go global, not local, you have to dream bigger, dream higher. Just because this time, that is when we started 12 years before, that is whatever happens in US, there will be a time to get access for that in India or in Kerala. So we were trained by a service industry. And lot of talents getting locked in the service because that cycle itself is happening, and then they also need to get an opportunity to connect with product. Working in a company itself, they can be investor, they can contribute to good startups based on their intellect, their knowledge, their thing. So those type of people, we will come up with something meaningful, or maybe, that is, we are still in discussion. Dr. Jaishankar Prasad was here. He was the one who actually Kerala Startup Mission, right? So he is working on creating something called a purple movement, where we want to build products that go global and utilize the capabilities of people who are working in, like Rajiv, Rajiv Kumaraswamy, he is one of the mathematicians that. So how can it be utilized for a startup? And so we'll be brainstorming and coming forward with that. Enabling startup, build quality technology products, make it product market fit, aim global market, and slowly move our service-based economy to a product-based economy. So that is something that we plan for next month. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. So any questions? So I think we can officially wind up for today, and it is also about community building and connecting to the network.
ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാം നടക്കുക. Anybody is free to walk in. ഇവിടെ ജസ്റ്റ് വരിക.
So in 2013 June we started. As of today, there is around 187 editions of FAYA portalities happened across the state.
Welcome to Digital Kerala 2010 celebration of the 50th edition of FAYA 40.
As we can see, experts aren't necessarily the best at discovering disruption. I think we can definitely agree that it's not experts that are always predicting disruption.
And today I'm really happy that it is the 100th edition, because when I started, I just want to ensure like it will not stop.
Starting from 2013 to 100 plus sessions to 50 plus speakers and maybe 30,000 plus people. So this is FAYA 40 at the 11th anniversary.
In fact, it's a great experience being able to interact with young mind, entrepreneurs and techies who are into AI, and also to explore the possibilities of AI. Great product coming out from Kerala, and Kerala should be known for high quality products, high quality talent. That was the mission of FAYA 40. ഇനി അടുത്ത വർഷത്തിനകത്ത് ആ ഒരു ഗ്രാറ്റിക്കിലേക്ക് നമ്മുടെ നാട് മാറുന്നത് തന്നെയാണ് ലക്ഷ്യം.
Yeah, this ഇവിടെ അടുത്ത മാസം ഇവിടെ ഈ ഫ്ലോറിൽ FAYA 40 ഇല്ല. If you want to contact, the space will be available. So FAYA Port 80 stands for free open access. So different people can run under there. They should not be having the FAYA brand there. Next month we will have a get together. And those who want to conduct event, that will be open, because it should actually wither away to different places. Else, there is no reason we existed for 12 years. This many people engaged, this many people came there, and all those things that people should actually start doing, right? But we will be there to support. Yeah, so this floor will be available, floor of awareness will be available. If you want to have, we might have startup meetups on Saturdays or something, because it is from speaking. FAYA 40 is the accelerated transmission of new knowledge and information to people. Right now, things are progressing much faster than a monthly basis. So monthly repetition on one topic doesn't make sense. But those who are applying it, we have to bring together and help them build that.
So these different topics that you are saying that like technology is evolving, like it's like rapidly, like we can't handle it in with just one topic per month. Isn't the other topic distractions? Isn't the other topics distractions then?
Yes, that is where you have to find your tribe and form small learning circles. That is where MuLearn has been created. MuLearn is micro learning. It is just like, it can be 2 or 3 people or 5 people or 10 people. They are focusing on looking on what actually makes more value to them. So having small learning circles there, having continuous meetups, and then progressing with that. That is where MuLearn has been created. So MuLearn is already there as a network. You just need to start a host a learning circle there. Tell that at 4 p.m. every week, this place, this cafe coffee day, I want to meet and I want to talk on startup. I want to talk on AI. I want to talk on tarot reading. You can have a psychology, parapsychology. So there might be a lot of people who are interested in your niche topic, because that much number of niche topics are there. We cannot have generalized discussion right now. Generalized topic has to go deeper into more specialized discussions. So our community has matured. Actually, it is getting to the next graduation level, where we need to have talking about our thing and then having that focus and taking it forward, right? Yes. Yeah, and then we'll be here. Yeah, we'll. Yes, yeah. Yeah, thank you. So have a picture together. Let's have a picture together. Yeah. So we can officially wind up. Yeah.